On July 18 at 4:04 p.m., a woman signed a paper using your last name. The transaction is dangerous. Archangel Michael says, the moment the clock struck 4:04 p.m. on July 18, something that should never have happened took place. A woman, cloaked in false intentions, signed a document using your last name. That single stroke of ink now ripples across spiritual boundaries, legal walls, and karmic threads. She did not hesitate. She moved as if she'd rehearsed it 100 times before. Yet her heart was trembling, for deep down, she knew what she had done could awaken forces that do not sleep. The signature wasn't just an imitation. It carried an intent that breached ancestral protections placed over your bloodline. That intent was betrayal wrapped in legal disguise. Her goal was not only access but ownership of something that rightfully belongs to you. She believed she could get away with it, hidden behind curtains of forged trust. But something else saw it, something not from this realm. Type Amen to get blessing 333. It wasn't just a financial document, it was more like a coded key to something spiritual and powerful that's connected to your destiny. The paper held more than ink, it held your energy, traced illegally and imprinted into something larger than a bank account or property. The moment she signed it, a cold gust passed through a place connected to your roots. Now that her hand has crossed the line, a surveillance of light has begun to surround her. She felt it that very evening when her fingers began to tingle. She had trouble sleeping that night, not realizing that divine justice was already triggered. This woman knew your name for years. But recently, she used it for a purpose that was not only selfish, it was cursed from the start. When she submitted that form, a veil lifted from her face, and she exposed herself to higher consequences. Type Amen to get blessing 555. Your name is sacred. The meaning behind it holds generational promises, untold prayers, and deep spiritual wealth. By writing it under her own motives, she opened a gateway that now cannot be easily closed. Her reason was layered with jealousy. She saw your progress, your light, your favor. But instead of growing her own, she decided to steal yours. The paper was sent to an institution not far from where you live. It was signed at 4:04 p.m., but approved electronically moments later. That timestamp now serves as the evidence the universe needs to begin unraveling what was stolen. A mirror cracked behind her just minutes after the transaction. It wasn't a coincidence. That mirror was symbolic of the illusion she tried to create around your name. Type Amen to get blessing 777. Archangel Michael says, your name was not just borrowed, it was used as a weapon. The woman believes no one saw her. But heavenly records captured every detail, from the pressure of her pen to the intention in her spirit. She walked away from the signing as if she'd triumphed. But even as she left, the air around her turned still. The receptionist looked at her strangely, sensing something was off. By 7 p.m. that same evening, a glitch happened in the system where her document was stored. The file froze. A backup failed. And the clerk on duty started having sudden discomfort in her chest. This was not random. Every move tied to your name is protected by a spiritual firewall. Once someone violates that, even with paper and pen, a coded alert is sent through the unseen realms. Type Amen to get blessing 999. She thinks she signed something and left it behind. But the reality is, that signature followed her home. The energy she borrowed was not hers to hold. It now haunts her footsteps. You may have felt tired that afternoon. Maybe your spirit sank suddenly without reason. That was the exact moment your name was being misused. The document contains sensitive power. It's not just about inheritance or assets. It holds alignment to your soul contract, and she attempted to tap into that illegally. The building where she submitted the paper has a camera, one that malfunctioned during the moment of her signing. It was as if an unseen hand blurred the act, saving the footage only for divine retrieval. Type Amen to get blessing 222. Your last name isn't just identity, it's your shield. Every syllable echoes prayers made over your childhood bed. Every letter was forged through ancestral struggle. She has crossed a sacred threshold. This isn't just forgery, it's spiritual intrusion. What she doesn't know is that the paper she signed is now cursed with truth. The pen she used has already broken. She doesn't know how, but it's snapped in her bag. That pen was the bridge between dimensions, and it has served its last purpose. By midnight, her hand trembled as she tried to sleep. Something kept waking her up every 33 minutes. Her body felt heavy, her room colder than usual. Type Amen to get blessing 444. A spiritual messenger has been assigned to monitor this situation. This isn't being handled by human systems alone. What she touched was sacred ground. You will notice strange alignments in the coming days. Signs, dreams, maybe even unexpected mail. All these will point back to the moment of July 18th at 4:04 p.m. The woman involved has recently spoken your name aloud, alone, in her home, with fear in her voice. She thought she'd escaped the fallout, but now even her phone is acting strange. Calls drop when she mentions your name. Her internet cuts off when she searches your location. Every attempt she makes to solidify her control falls apart quietly, methodically. Type Amen to get blessing 111. She is not working alone. There is another person connected to this plot. He is older, possibly a figure of advice to her, someone who promised protection if she followed through. That man has dealt with dark paperwork before. But your case is different. He didn't realize who your guardian is. Now they're both being watched, through lights that flicker, through messages that don't send, through devices that power off at random times. The energy around them is starting to collapse. And as it collapses, you will begin to rise again from the place where your name was stripped. Type Amen to get blessing 666. Archangel Michael says, what was done behind your back is now being revealed before your eyes. The paper she signed has been flagged. It will not bear fruit. A reversal is in motion. The institution will begin to question the submission. A letter may be returned. A call may come through at an odd hour. Prepare to speak with clarity. You don't need to argue. Truth stands alone, unshaken by shadows. You are being restored. Not only will your name be reclaimed, but it will shine even brighter once the dust settles. A new opportunity tied to your name is already forming behind the scenes. Type Amen to get blessing 121. The dangerous transaction did not cancel your destiny. It delayed nothing. In fact, it exposed something hidden that needed to come out. Had this woman not acted, the hidden mole working behind government walls would have stayed invisible. Her recklessness revealed the deeper enemy. The paper she signed was tracked by a spiritual seal. That seal, invisible to man, activated judgment over any party who touched your destiny with false hands. You will feel a shift in the next 72 hours. Your room may feel lighter. Your heart will beat more peacefully. The fog will lift. Type Amen to get blessing 848. She has already lost something she values. She cannot connect it to the signature yet, but it has begun. A strange series of events will lead her into isolation. You, on the other hand, will begin to notice strange favor. People will mention your name in high places. The very system she tried to enter will invite you instead. She will be contacted for questioning. And during that moment, her story will break. Her voice will tremble. Her ally will distance himself. Karma isn't coming. Karma has already arrived, through broken sleep, trembling hands, and a silence that won't leave her room. Type Amen to get blessing 101. You must protect your space now. Clean your entrances. Reclaim your energy. Your name is returning back to you. This attack has ended, but more truth is unfolding. Keep alert. Do not allow old ties to re-enter without discernment. A large blessing is coming to restore what she tried to claim. A bank record will be corrected. A name in a registry will be cleared. An email you ignored will suddenly glow. Every name carries weight. And yours was meant for greatness, not misuse. Not imitation. Not theft. Type Amen to get blessing 303. Archangel Michael says, the light around your name is being reinforced again. A golden border is forming in the spirit around your identity. Every attack on it will now backfire instantly. This woman has ignited something she cannot control. But her role is now complete. Her exposure was the final push needed for your spiritual court case to be won. You will soon feel the energy lift. Laughter will return. Doors will open. The story she started will end with your vindication. Let her watch from the shadows. Your elevation is sealed. And no paper signed in darkness can undo what heaven has already written in light. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. The time she chose was not an accident. 4:04 p.m. has its own spiritual vibration, a mirrored hour, a duplication of reality. And that exact energy mirrored her own fate back at her. By signing your last name at that precise moment, she didn't realize she was entering a loop she could never escape. Now, every attempt to move forward in her own life will feel like circling back to that signature. She will feel haunted not by ghosts, but by spiritual locks clicking shut, one after another. The blessing she thought she could steal is now trapped in her house, refusing to manifest. She can feel its presence, but not its reward. And you? You are beginning to glow differently. Your name is beginning to sound differently when people say it. The heaviness it once carried is lifting, and those who speak it feel compelled to show respect. Type Amen to get blessing 424. There's a reason the pen she used snapped after the signature. It was never meant to carry your energy. When man-made tools try to control divine names, resistance will always follow. The institution that received the document will undergo a staff change. An employee, someone with a gentle heart, will feel called to investigate. They will be the one to notice the irregularities, and they won't keep silent. She doesn't know that her greatest threat is not you, it's the truth stored in that paper. That truth will start pressing its way out, even through digital systems and corrupted networks. She may try to file again under another name. But this time, her hands will fail. The ink will dry wrong. The server will crash. These are divine blockages, not technical errors. Type Amen to get blessing 636. In her next conversation about you, her tongue will feel heavy. She will forget key details. Her voice will stutter. That's how the spiritual world interrupts lies. She had hoped that by using your name, she could wear your blessing like a mask. But your blessing is soul-encoded. It cannot be worn. It cannot be stolen. The higher forces have begun stitching back the energy that was taken from you. Thread by thread, memory by memory, confidence by confidence, it is returning. This is why you may have been feeling waves of tiredness followed by sudden energy. It is the system recharging itself from spiritual theft. This is recalibration. Type Amen to get blessing 747. Her attempt to take over your identity spiritually is now backfiring in layers. A financial block she wasn't expecting will soon arrive. A denial letter. A failed payment. A revoked approval. These are just the physical symptoms. Spiritually, she's been locked out from accessing the path she tried to create with your name. The light has dimmed around her. She will notice animals avoid her. Devices in her home begin to flicker strangely. Her mirror may even crack in a quiet room with no explanation. Don't ignore these signs if they come back to you. Someone may mention her name in passing or describe a strange energy in her presence. That's your confirmation. Type Amen to get blessing 282. A family member may even bring this woman up in conversation. Stay calm. Don't react emotionally. Listen. Divine revelations are coming through casual voices now. There is someone in her circle who is scared. That person tried to stop her before the signature was completed but stayed silent. Now they're watching the consequences unfold. This person will soon come forward, unable to hold the secret any longer. They will say just enough to let you piece together the full truth, but not so much that they incriminate themselves. That's okay. What you need is already surfacing. You will hear her name mentioned in a place you didn't expect, an email thread, a workplace chat, or even a dream. Type Amen to get blessing 565. Your dreams have already started shifting. If you've been seeing papers, signatures, or people watching you, those were not random. Those were spiritual warnings preparing your soul. She's watched you from a distance for years. But it was on July 18th, at 4:04 p.m., that she crossed the veil. And now, she must live with what she unleashed. No shield can cover her now. Not legal protection. Not spiritual covering. Not hidden allies. They will all fall away one by one as the truth tightens its grip. She believed your name was just another stamp to use. But your name was built through struggle. Through survival. Through chosen destiny. And it will never submit to fraud. Type Amen to get blessing 919. You may receive unexpected communication in the days ahead. An anonymous message. A flagged alert. A document with altered details. These are signs of what's still being uncovered. Don't ignore anything. Every coincidence is divine orchestration. Every small sign is a breadcrumb back to your spiritual throne. The woman is trying to cover her tracks now. But the more she hides, the more obvious her footprints become. They glow under divine surveillance. Even the chair she sat in to sign your name, its fabric holds her vibration. The smell in the room shifted when she left. Her signature did not go unnoticed by the unseen realm. Type Amen to get blessing 383. She has initiated a war she cannot win. Because the battlefield isn't legal, it's spiritual. And in the spiritual world, your guardians do not lose. The shift is happening now. You'll notice people treat you differently. Some more respectful. Others more fearful. That's because your spiritual authority has reawakened. You are reclaiming what is yours. Not just your name, but the power behind your name. The access, the promise, the shield, and the wealth tied to it. When you speak your name now, say it with conviction. It is no longer a target. It is a sword. And it will cut through every lie written in its place. Type Amen to get blessing 144. She tried to change her path by hijacking yours. But what she didn't know is that your path is guarded by a flame that doesn't dim. That flame has now surrounded her path. Expect one more act of desperation. A final attempt to manipulate someone in your circle. But they will sense it. Her charm will fail. Her plan will turn into exposure. You, however, will witness a reversal. Something you thought was denied will be offered again. This time with your name spelled correctly. This time with light behind it. Keep your head up. July 18th may have brought a shadow. But the days that follow are bringing your sunrise. Type Amen to get blessing 505. You are not just being protected, you are being exalted. From this moment forward, your name carries a new signature. Not written by hand, but marked by heaven. And to the woman who thought she could steal destiny by forging identity, her days of comfort are over. The very pen she used will testify against her. Archangel Michael says, your restoration is not coming, it has begun. The woman who signed that paper cannot undo what has now been spiritually reversed. Her fate has been rewritten. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. That signature now exists in two realms. In the physical, it sits inside a file room or database, waiting to be processed or discovered. But in the spiritual, it has already been rejected and marked invalid. The woman who signed it has opened a gate of return. Every false intention she embedded into that paper is now ricocheting back toward her life. She can feel it in her interactions, her restlessness, her unshakable guilt. You may begin to notice unusual emotions surfacing within yourself. This is the spiritual debris being cleaned from your atmosphere. That false alignment tried to tether itself to you, but now it's being dissolved. There's no need to panic, your spirit is stronger than it's ever been. This experience activated ancient shields placed around your lineage long before you were born. These shields are awake now. Type Amen to get blessing 414. Someone connected to her is beginning to distance themselves. This man had once encouraged her plan, but he sees now that things have spiraled beyond what he expected. He fears the consequences that are unfolding. This man will make a mistake soon. He will speak of you in the wrong room, to the wrong person, at the wrong time. That moment will be recorded, spiritually and digitally. His connection to the document will be traced through that conversation. He is not as hidden as he believes. And when this happens, another veil will fall away from the mysteries surrounding the event. The truth is being layered slowly so that every lie is exposed in full clarity, not just to you, but to others who matter in the equation. Type Amen to get blessing 818. She will try one last time to gain sympathy. She may even paint herself as the victim. But her story will collapse halfway through, as her voice loses rhythm and her energy betrays her. The light of exposure is merciless when it touches someone who manipulates sacred names. Your name carries legacy, It was built through promises, silence, patience, and the prayers of your ancestors. You may feel waves of old memories returning. Childhood names. Forgotten people. Distant moments. These are signals from your spirit, showing you that your name is being restored completely. Even your dreams may shift in color and clarity. What was once gray or confusing will now sharpen, because the interference caused by her act is being removed piece by piece. Type Amen to get blessing 373. The exact paper she signed is no longer just a document, it's a spiritual crime scene. It echoes with violation. Anyone who touches it feels a heaviness, even if they don't know why. The woman doesn't realize how deeply the energies are turning against her. Doors she once entered easily will begin to jam. Smiles will fade when she approaches. Unexplained tension will rise in places she was once favored. That's not coincidence, it's karmic recoil. The act of using your name has altered the frequency of her life. She now vibrates with stolen intent. And the universe does not support what's stolen. Type Amen to get blessing 696. Watch as blessings begin to locate you again. What once passed over you will now land. What was once locked will now call your name specifically. You may receive contact from an official office regarding the situation. They may not tell you everything, but they'll say enough. Trust what your spirit hears between the words. A woman in the office, someone intuitive, someone fair, will become your silent advocate. She will push paperwork forward that favors your justice. Her actions will seem small but will carry powerful outcomes. This woman has no idea why she feels drawn to help you. But your light reached her even before the signature incident occurred. She is the assigned earthly vessel of balance. Type Amen to get blessing 272. Your name will be spoken in rooms you've never entered. Not as gossip. Not in disgrace. But in respect, admiration, and curiosity. The woman who signed your name will start to be forgotten. Her allies will lose faith in her as the truth peels her mask away. She may even attempt to contact you, but do not respond. Let justice be handled through divine hands. You'll know the healing has completed when the mention of her no longer stings. That's when full restoration is done, not just in paperwork, but in your spirit. And until that moment, Archangel Michael says, you are guarded, watched, and held. Nothing that was stolen will remain away from you. Type Amen to get blessing 333. Let this moment become the turning point. Let July 18th, 4:04 p.m., be the timestamp that marked not your downfall, but your uprising. That date now belongs to your testimony. Your future will no longer be delayed. This attempted detour has been reversed. Your name is no longer under attack, it is under ascension. Even your physical body may feel different. The tension in your shoulders, the pressure in your mind, all of it loosens as the spiritual knots are untied. You are no longer carrying the burden of a name falsely used. You are now stepping into the power of a name fiercely protected. Type Amen to get blessing 606. A signature is just ink to some, but to heaven, it is a declaration of identity. And she declared something that did not belong to her. The punishment is not yours. The victory is. The next 4 weeks are sacred. You may find unusual alignment in your goals, divine timing in your actions, and the right people appearing at the right time. Do not be surprised if a door you forgot about suddenly swings open. That's heaven rewarding your patience through an avenue even you forgot to knock on. Every time you say your name aloud now, a glow forms around it in the spirit. You are no longer borrowing authority. You are walking in it. Type Amen to get blessing 747. The system that accepted her signature will glitch one more time. This glitch will draw internal attention to her file. An internal investigation will begin quietly, and names will be flagged. Your name will be cleared with honor. Her name will be noted for misconduct. The reversal has already started. You'll feel it in the air. Every lie tied to your name will now be exposed, even those you didn't know existed. You're not just being restored, you're being repaid. This is no longer a battle. It's a victory march. And the sound of it will echo through everything tied to your name for the rest of the year. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20.